Intense. Yeah. Get wrecked. Soccer is more perceptive than that, bitch. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope y'all are doing well. We're going to be getting back into some Shippuden, more Shippuden reactions for y'all. Hope y'all are having a good day. Y'all, there's a big storm heading here this weekend. I mean, I think it's like across the Midwest and East Coast of the United States. I live in Virginia, and I went grocery shopping yesterday, and dude, everyone's freaking losing their minds, man. They're pillaging these stores. There was no meat left for me. Couldn't get any meats. All my muscle's gonna disappear. Yeah, I got so much muscle to preserve now. But yeah, dude, there's something about Virginia folks that's kind of funny. I grew up around this area too, and I don't know, it's kind of like on and off when we get like a lot of, like some winters you get like no snow at all. Some you actually get a lot. So they always like kind of overhype it, I feel like. And there's always a strong response for winter storms. It's been a while since we've had a big one. I think we're supposed to get like anywhere between like 6 to 10 inches, which if it's up closer to 10, that's obviously a ton, but I think there's also supposed to be a lot of ice. So we'll see with that. But if any of y'all are getting hit by the storm, stay safe out there. Yeah, hopefully nothing too bad happens. Hopefully no power outages, so I don't have any delays with uploading either. That would freaking suck. But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this. I think last time we left off with Naruto and B coming, whether the Alliance likes it or not. So let's see kind of how Tsunade and them react to Madara especially. Ought to be interesting here. So if you all enjoy it, drop a like for me, comment all the good YouTube stuff. I appreciate it. And let's go ahead and watch some Shippuden together. I've always loved the jumping sound effects. I wonder if he will ever make the Nine Tails his friend, bro. The Nine Tails doesn't seem like someone who'd be friends with anyone. It's a torch. I do feel a lot better having B with Naruto, man. Guys, so I love this form, man. Naruto.
わしのチャクラを存在に扱いよる。お前の中にずっといて、お前をずっと見てきたが、ナルト。お前はいつも甘い。全部俺がまとめて引き受ける。俺の役目だ。
Could be your duty, but doesn't mean you do it by yourself, right?
で、激汗から少しは元に戻ったみたいだな。し、珍しいじゃねえかよ。キュービー、お前の方から話しかけてくるなんてよ。いよいよ寂しくって話し相手が欲しくなったのはわかるけど、今は忙しいんだ。後にしてくれ。
戦争を本当に一人で片付けられると思っているのか。そりゃ無理ってもんだ。お前も敵の規模の大きさはうすうす感じ取っただろう。それにあのマダラのことだ。
Nine Tails know for sure, man.
なんならわしの力を。
もうその手には乗らねえよ。
少しは頭が回るようになったか。
話は戦争の後だ。
Yeah, I don't know about that.
仲間が殺されればそれに伴う憎しみが生まれ、そうなる前に相手をすべて倒すつもりか。
Just have to work through that hatred too.
敵からの憎しみを受ける。それをすべて自分で受け止められると本気でそう思っているのか。
いつまでも俺を舐めてんじゃねえぞ。
Damn. You know when Naruto's look is almost scarier than the Nine Tails, he means business, man. Dude. Yeah, Naruto's got a big task in front of him, man. Like, all this connects back to the pain arc and the cycle of hatred. Like, even not the Nine Tail mentioning your enemies will, if you defeat them, they'll hate you. Like, how are you going to not let that cycle continue, you know? It's really interesting.
お前は本当に皆 らの憎しみを消し受け止めることができるのか。もう戦争は始まっている。戦死者も多く出ているはずだ。
No, sure is.
その分憎しみもない。そもそもだ、お前のそばにいたサスケはずっと憎しみにとらわれていた。だがそのサスケもお前がどうにかできたことがあったのか。
It's a low blow, Nine Tail.
あの日だ、そうだ。あの日からお前は気づいていたはずだ。
The nostalgic music kicks in.
俺ってば誰とやり合うんだ。
Akamaru's tiny there.
それとも
Dusky.
二人はしたくないんですけど。
これは伝統的な忍び組手だ。かつての火影たちもこの忍び組手で鍛錬し力をつけてだな。
俺場外ってことで負けていいっすから次のやつに進めてください。
おい、
訓練だろうがなんだろうが勝負は勝負。さっさと白黒つけちまった方がめんどくさくなくていいっしょ。
Alright, smartass.
一生中人にはなれ。
And then he was the first one.
その間にいろいろ。なんだお前。
The wise Shino.
鹿丸のやつ、あんたが一番めんどくさいっての。長女のくじなしだし。あの子たち知り合いなの？ああ、親がね。
もういい。鹿丸、長次、和解の印を。
忘れてた。ごめんよ、鹿丸。お前こういうの苦手だしな。
That's cute.
和解の印はできたな。次、渦巻きナルト。
よっしゃーい。あの子ってうちの親が話しちゃダメだって。
そして内葉サスケだ。二人とも出てこい。
サスケくん、サスケくん。
They want to hold his fingers.
クールぶりやがってよ。モテモテのこいつ倒して俺がモテモテだってばよ。よっしゃい。絶対負けねってばよ。
頑張ってなるか。
Aww.
内葉サスケの
気上がれうすらとんかじ。
と利き手で組手前の対立の印をしろ。これが礼儀だ。
そんなことはどうでもいいからさ、くれってばよ。モテモテになるんだから。
望み通り速攻で。
待てお前ら。形式的すぎる作法もあるがアカデミーでは基礎から教える。これも大切なことだ。まずは組手前に必ず片手印を相手に向ける行為だが、両手印で術を発動する所作の半分を意味し、これから戦う意思を示す。これが対立の印だ。組手が終わり決着の後、お互い対立の印を前に出し、重ね合わせ結び、和解の印として仲間であることの意思を示す。
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
始め。
Over in an instant.
すげえかっけー。すっげえ。こいつこの
Tense.
その俺を見るみんなの目、それよりももっと強えけど俺を見てね。
Yeah.
サスケの勝利では互いに和解の印を。次行くぞ。
待てよ、俺は眼中にもねえってかクソ野郎。むしろうんこだうんこ。
頭悪いな。文句すら。
なぜなら
だからさっきから細けえよ。
何か言ってんだこのガチガチうんこビチビチ野郎。
Hard and runny. So ridiculous.
と言っている。さっさと和解の印をしろ。
落ちこぼれが。
ほらいい加減にしろお前ら。
でなるとなんだあいつ。
Damn, he's out. It's interesting he could sense like where Sasuke's like hatred was towards.
そしてだ、あれからサスケはどうなった。お前は憎しみを消してやれたのか。いや違う、その逆だ。
いい加減に目が覚めたかよ。
I don't know, man. Naruto's learned through every single one of these experiences to be stronger and more capable of taking on the hatred.
お前は誰であろうと受け止めることもできやしない。
で、話は終わりか。
なんだと。
だからって俺がおじけついて何
He still gotta try, right?
となりゃお前の思うツボだもんな。キュービー。おい。
Jeez. Dude, whatever this sage thing is that he's got power of is crazy.
一人救えないのになんでそんな強気でいられる。
Damn, Naruto, look at this.
が決めたことに疑問持ったら終わりだ。助けは何とかしてみせるし、戦争だってどうにかしてみせる。
There still has to be something so special about the Nine Tail compared to the other tail beasts. Like, I know that all the tail beasts are closely tied to the Sage of Six Paths, but like, why once Naruto got his chakra, he has all like the kamas and like can use that like sealing technique on, yeah, this technique on him. Curious. I want to know more. Yeah. Naruto.
あのチンチクリンが随分と盾つくようになったじゃねえか。
なあキュービー、俺はないつかおめえの中の憎しみもどうにかしてやりてえと思ってる。俺を散々苦しめたお前
Damn, bro, I just got so much goosebumps from that.
が死ねってのは俺も知ってっから。
お前はバカか。わしはキュウイだぞ。惜しぶれちゃいねえし、憎しみの塊だ。
俺はチンチクリンじゃねえし、そっちの方がやりがいがある。じゃあな。
Love the mindset, man. He's living through his ideals, man.
キュービー、
It's beautiful.
大雨かもしんねえ。でも俺の中に父ちゃんも母ちゃんもいてくれたように、お前はずっと俺と一緒にいてくれた。俺の気持ちも成長も全部おめえは知ってるんだもんな。本当は嫌だったのかもしんねえけど、おめえは俺のことを見つめ続けていてくれたんだ。だからよ、もうちょっとそこで俺のこと見ていてくれ。
Sweet in an interesting way.
おめえは俺なんて鼻から眼中になかったんだろうけど、俺はお前のことずっと見てたんだぜ。そうさ、サスケの戦争も俺が何とかする。
よう、もっとライトに行こうぜ。いやおめえまたキュービと喧嘩でもしたか。チャクラがなくなりゃ命は幕引き。
無茶なのは分かってる。だけどよ、自分の言葉は曲げねえ。俺の人道だってばよ、飛ばせ。
Man, I'm so hyped. All the doubt that could have been put in, or that the Nine Tail was trying to put into Naruto's mind, just... It's not like it's not true, any of it. It's just that Naruto can connect to something deeper and like more important, like his reason for being a shinobi in this world, or like us being people in this world. You know, we all need to connect to that part of ourselves that's more important, like that, you know, who we want to be in the world despite all the hatred and whatnot. You know, I really like that episode. Anytime Naruto goes like in the Nine Tails, like I guess inside of himself, like the Nine Tail realm or whatever, it's so cool. I love the way they designed it all. He's exhausting himself. Oh shit.
おい、ネジ大丈夫か。大丈夫だ。無理すんなって。敵の感知はあんたの目だけじゃなく俺の鼻もある。各部隊の中央後方にテント村がある。座標は
どこまで暁のことを知ってた。お前よりは知っていたつもりだが結局俺もあんたも人に利用。
Dude, this is cool.
お互いもこの強すぎる動力のおかげでな、今回も10社に後回しで動かされてる。
ペイン、お前の陸道の力、リネガンと俺の万華鏡車輪ガン、この2つの動力さえあればほぼ何でもできると言っていい。10社のやつはこのタイミングで俺の現実の力を利用するつもりだ。
イタチ、確かにお前は暁において闇の中の忍びだったからな。
Very cool, man. You know, we never really did get a ton of interaction between Pain or Nagato and Itachi. You know, obviously when Pain was like the leader as we knew it, you know, he would send him orders, but we haven't really seen them actually like talk at like in a transparent way. It's kind of cool.
医療上人の方2人、こっちに手を貸してください。蘇生処置を行います。
Hey, he's working hard. Oh. Cute.
止まってください。本部を通してあなたのチャクラを確認します。
それまで中へ通すわけにはいきません。
分かってる。さっさと確認してくれ。
これで大丈夫。
ありがとう。
お大事に。
Sakura is looking a lot older here, man.
ネジさん。
What's going on?
とりあえず外傷の手当てはしておきました。
すまない。
今のうちにゆっくり休んでいてください。特にその目を酷使しないように。
そうともいかない。
俺の役誰よりも早く敵を識別し、それを部隊に伝えて戦闘を有利に展開することだ。この目に働いてもらわなければ。
分かってる。せめてここでは。
ありがとう。
It's creepy.
F の5から G の3か。どうしましたか？痛みが引かないようでしたら。
Dude, going after the freaking doctors should be a crime. That's crazy.
どういうことです？
敵のスパイが潜り込んでいるらしい。
That's crazy, dude.
見てもな、ここへ入るにはさくらでの本人確認が徹底されているはずだ。
演技の術程度では当然無理。連合の忍びでなければ入れない。それは確実。その連合の忍びが術で操られてる可能性が高いわね。相当の術よ。
どうしたんだこれは。
レジさん。
なるほど。ここにいないということになれば難しい。誰が犯人かわからない。今もこうして皆立っているが犯人かもしれない。
Oh my god.
疑念が互いの不信を。
No shit, yeah.
それが敵の狙い。
そんなことでここが麻痺したらわけの回線で不利になってしまう。
俺が犯人を見つけ出してやる。目にかけて。
Almost did.
とにかく何があっても負傷者を放っておくわけにはいかない。治療は続けていく。ただ皆おのおの気をつけてくれ。病状人は特にだ。
So this is the dude.
さてと、そろそろ巡回診察の時間だな。お前と初めて会った場所ってどこだっけ？
Suspicion.
お前を疑ってるってわけじゃないんだ。決して疑ってるんじゃないぞ。ただな。疑ってんだろ。なんだあんたか。びっくりさせないでくれよ。
それより春の桜はどこにいる？
何かあったのか？
少し気になるやつがいてな。そいつをつけていたんだが見失った。桜の周りをうろうろしていた感じがしてな。
桜は3番のテントにいる。怪しいやつ。一体どんなやつだ？
そうだな。
Damn, dude, they're catching the creepy energy here. Wait, what?
っていうより俺だ。
どうでしたか？傷まだ痛みます。
What the hell, dude?
もう大丈夫です。実は私を治療してくれた時から。
So is Neji being the one manipulating, not this dude?
これって
ラブレターって
Ah.
生きて帰ってこられる保証はありません。
ありがとう。でも私にはもう好きな人がいるから。
そうですか。
Bro, Neji's looking like a Orochimaru in this, like, moonlight.
この葉のあれこれ詮索するのは本当無粋ですよね。わかりました。僕はもう行きます。
ごめんなさい。
うまくいくといいですね。あなたが好きになる人が。
What a mature guy.
と素敵ないい人なんでしょうね。
Great in some ways, awful in others. Oh my god, it's like a freaking horror show right now, dude. Yes. I love this soundtrack.
どういうこと？10社はなぜこうまでして敵と俺たちの接触を避ける？お前の現実も使わないつもりか？
夜は睨み合いの続く静かなる戦い。俺たちを動かして静寂を破る前に何らかの手があるのだろう。
マダラが新しく組んだ輩の術だ。マダラ自身の作戦が前もってあった。そういうことだな。
だろうな。
Who's manipulating Neji then? I kind of thought it was one of them.
大丈夫か？落ち込むのも無理はない。目に見えない敵がどこに潜伏しているのかわからないからな。
そうね。気をつけなきゃね。
ああ。しつこいぞキバ。俺は大丈夫だと言ってるだろう。
薬眼の使いすぎでフラフラだったくせによ。
So is this like a clone of Neji, or like someone who transformed into him?
ひなた、お前も無理をするな。俺の機械中が広範囲に散り敵を見張っている。
ジノ君、心配してくれてありがとう。でも私も頑張りたいの。この戦いはナルト君を守る戦争。絶対に負けられないもの。
ところでさくら、静音隊長は今どこにいる？
何か手がかりでも掴んだの？
少しな。どんな些細なことでも連絡はしておかなくては犯人を見つけ出すまではな。
B の2番テントにいると思う。今静音先輩はトントンを見てる。死をひどくくじいちゃったみたいで。
手を怪我するよりはマシだがな。戦場へは戻れそうなのか？
そうね。手を怪我したわけじゃないから、因は結べるし。
よかった。ところで
ついでに腕の傷をもう一度見てもらっていい？
She's definitely seen through it, bro.
じゃあこっち来て座って。
Get wrecked. Sakura's more perceptive than that, bitch. Damn.
なんでわかった？
何手はないんだよ。しゃん。手を怪我したわけじゃないから。
I forgot the pig's name is Tauntaun.
他のことだったの。
Is it Zetsu? Yeah.
甘かけたなこいつ。
Bro, such a low move going in and assassinating their freaking medics.
どうやってネジさんのチャクラのまま変化できた？これはどういう術？もう一発よ。
僕一人とは限らないかもよ。
It's terrifying, dude.
ヤマト隊長のレポート通りなら大影とキラー B により処理されたとのことだ。変わり身の術であろう寄生分身とやらで成り代わり生きていた。
Oh yeah, he can like just like touch them. So did he do that to Neji at some point, I guess?
そのまま利用して同じチャクラに変化できるのね。そうでしょ？
Yeah.
本部に連絡したいことがあるの。こいつお願いします。
Bro, that's not good though. Like Zetsu could be just impersonating like anyone basically that he's fought, as long as he's taking their chakra. Yeah, dude, make sure you empty it all out, bro. Don't go halfway with it. Look at the big rooms.
お前も絞り出しとけよ。長くなるぜ。
Could be another person.
エツ、後ろに立つなってエルモンも出なくなんだろ。
Yeah.
赤いの出すか。代わりによ。
おい。
This is a very strong power in war, dude.
まただ。各地の連絡班から次々に仲間が闇討ちされてるという情報が入ってきている。現場は大混乱だ。敵が見えない。
羅州の動きはなかったはずだ。手に防御を張り感知タイプを置いていながら、なんで敵が見つけられない？毒か何かか。死体の状態は
皆外傷があるそうだ。物理的なものだ。
で連合の忍びを操ってる以外にないな。
Not quite. That's what I thought.
感知されない距離に隠れた上、現実で操れるようなやつ、うちはイタチぐらいだが、足を細かく同時。
You had to do it everywhere.
医療部隊から連絡だ。連合の忍びに変化している模様。チャクラまで真似る術を使うようだ。
How the world do you counter that?
白絶の能力だったのですね。昼間の戦いはこの夜のための準備ってことですね。敵の狙いだった。
落ち着け。俺は冷静だ。冷静に分析さえすれば必ず道はある。分析するんだ。人の情報を紡ぎ対策案を作るんだ。素早くクールに素早く。
So much pressure, dude. Even after this night, right? Like, let's say they get through the night. Even the next day, there could be white Zetsus, you know, pretending to be Ali Shinobi and then start stabbing him from the back during the next battle. That's crazy, man. That's strong. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get in the review section for episodes 277 and 278, Unison Sign and Medic Ninja in Danger. Really liked the kind of the step back in these episodes from all the crazy high octane action we've been getting. I think it kind of is balancing out a little bit of just how crazy the war, like this kind of war arc has been so far. You know, there's something about that with storytelling, I think, that authors often need to do, is kind of balance out that high octane action with some more like character centric moments, or kind of slowing down the pace of it a little bit. You know, you definitely always need to have balance for your audience, and I think these episodes do a good job capturing it. Even like 278, where, you know, there is some action there, it's more like, you know, kind of like a mystery and some creepier vibes, and not just the high, like the battle, ferocious rage and action kind of story being told. So really enjoyed how it's taken a step back here. Biggest focus for me, at least, I really liked 277. 278 was a little bit more, like, I'd say, just like a kind of an enjoyable episode from like watching the mystery of it unfolds. But 277, I really liked it for Naruto's character especially, which I think we can just kind of get into the character names, and we'll talk as we go. So MVP and best moment, I'm gonna give it to Naruto. I just really liked the inner conflict shown between him and the Nine Tails again. You know, I think it's a really interesting way for the author to write about kind of internal doubt and internal turmoil from like your inner critic. Like, I definitely think the Nine Tails kind of supposed to represent kind of like your internal dialogue, you know, that voice that talks to you, that's always a bit more skeptical, always questioning things, doubting things, trying to maybe like protect you in like a a backwards, insidious way. The Nine-Tail here is, trying to almost convince Naruto that he is incapable of living through his ideals, through his ninja way, to end this cycle of hatred, to take on the hatred of, for himself and for the other people in the shinobi world, even his enemies, right? Even the Nine-Tails. He's really trying to manipulate him in a lot of ways, or tempt him into stepping back into the hatred, using the Nine-Tails chakra to fight a huge enemy like Madara, kind of trying to scare Naruto into complacency, to accept that he doesn't really have anything to do. Maybe even trying to scare him into nihilism about his ability to take on the hatred of this world, not just around this war conflict here, but a greater conflict of the cycle of hatred that has been written about so much in this series. The Nine-Tail does this mostly by talking about Sasuke and how Naruto, even for his closest friend, has never been able to understand their hatred enough, or find out a way to help Naruto Sasuke process his hatred, or to take on some of the hatred as his friend, pointing out his inexperience with that, and kind of trying to make it prove to Naruto that even now, even though he's matured a lot, he still isn't capable of this. He's still naive. But you can see the maturity in Naruto. You can see him pausing a lot and thinking about what the Nine-Tails is saying, reflecting on those moments with Sasuke, and understanding that it doesn't really matter, right? There is truth in what the Nine-Tails is saying about Naruto's failures, but just because that's truthful doesn't mean that you need to accept kind of like that nihilistic apathy. That's what I was looking for. For Naruto to give into that nihilistic apathy, to not believe in himself, to not have the faith to take on hatred and be strong enough to take it on and process it and let it go, both for himself and others. But I really like the flashback there too, with Sasuke's kind of hatred there, and how even though it's the same look that Naruto's received from others, in fact it's even more intense, it wasn't even directed at him. He was just in the middle of it all, and it kind of shows just how complex hatred is for people. And Naruto's got a really big task on his hand to figure out a way to not just take on the hatred of others, right? Because I don't think it's just about taking on the hatred of others. It's setting an example, being there for people, the people you care about, and even challenging the enemies you care about or not care about. But I mean, maybe Naruto does care about them to certain degrees, but obviously not close to them, but still caring enough to want to help them and their hatred as well. I think you set an example and are there for people, challenging them in the right ways for them to let go of their hatred. You kind of saw that with Nagato and Naruto, with Naruto kind of showing his conviction, his resolve to still look for peace, to still end this cycle of hatred despite all of Nagato's hatred and pain, and everything that Naruto's experienced from that conflict with Nagato or past conflicts. It helped Nagato restore his faith. So Naruto kind of needs to do that for others as well, kind of be that leader. And this conviction that he has here, despite all of his failures that the Nine-Tail points out, is so important. His ninja way to not go back on his word, to keep him pushing forward towards being kind of the best version of himself for himself and for the people he cares about, and just the world as a whole. I like the line where he says, once you question your own beliefs, it's over. Once you start doubting and you give power to that doubt, you kind of accept complacency or being stuck in confusion. Now, I think that's a little, if you apply this to everything, that quote, it's probably not the best thing, because then you're maybe not open-minded enough to other people's perspectives. But when it comes to what you stand for, your ideals, your values, you don't really want to let the coercion of others or even yourself get in the way of being in touch with those things, because those are native to you. Those are from your experience, from probably the way you were born, just your demeanor as a person. So you want to be open-minded to other people's perspectives, but when it comes to your values and whatnot, you want to be careful kind of letting that open up to the persuasions of others. And you can see that Naruto really had to protect his conviction here a lot. The best moment part of this, I really liked when Naruto said that he will even come after the Nine Tails hatred. Just that smile he gave to him, it just gave me such like warmth inside. Like even somebody who's given him as much pain as the Nine Tail, he almost can still feel connected to him because he's been with him his whole life pretty much. And, you know, even compares him to like a parent's oversight, even though obviously very different kind of relationship. He still has been there with him, whether he likes it or not. And I think that just shows Naruto's care for everyone and everything in this world. Like I would say he probably will even care about Madara overcoming his hatred. I don't know if he'll ever be able to convince somebody as gone as Madara, but yeah, he even cares about, you know, people who have hurt him or things like the Nine Tail that have hurt him. I just thought that was a really beautiful moment. I love Naruto's smile in that moment, once again showing how much he's grown. For the funniest character, I'm gonna give it to Shino in the flashbacks. I really liked his like kind of commentary, both some like good commentary on like Shikamaru and stuff, but also just his commentary on Naruto, like the whole constipation versus you know, like diarrhea joke. That was pretty good. And then for the Sacco, I'm gonna give it to Zetsu in the next episode. Just like targeting freaking medical ninjas is just such a low blow. I don't really have too much to say about 278 outside of that. I just thought it was like a fun kind of like almost like side episode. I think it's canon, but I don't know, like obviously it connects to the story and everything, but it was almost like that like creepy eerie vibes, some mystery to it, trying to guess who was this infiltrator and whatnot. I definitely caught on way too late that it would be Zetsu. They definitely made you believe that it was like Itachi or Nagato coming in and kind of like manipulating people or something. But yeah, they did a good job with that episode as well. So let me know what y'all thought about these episodes, though. I hope you enjoyed the reaction in the review section. I appreciate y'all joining me today and hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.